filmed this whole video with my camera off. Yeah, I did that. I did that. Who does that? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my top 10 products under $10. I'm really excited to bring you guys this video because I feel like in most of my tutorials I tend to work with a lot of high-end products. That's just because I'm a creature of habit, and when I find something that I like, I don't really get super excited about trying new things. But that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of amazingly affordable products out there on the market that I want to make you aware of. I do have some things I kind of want to go over with you guys about the direction I want my channel to take and kind of about the content. Lily had to shake it off. And kind of about the content that I'm looking into creating, and I just kind of want to get your opinion on it. So stay tuned to the end of the video to kind of find out what that's all about. I wanted to put it at the end just in case you guys wanted me to and get right into the actual video itself. I would say like 93% of what I'm about to talk about can be found at the drugstore, but the exceptions to what I'm talking about are online, but they're still under $10. I want you guys to know about it. Some people are just so opposed to ordering things online. They'd rather just go to CVS and waste their money on something that's not gonna work as good than order it. So just trust me when I tell you to order something and you have to wait the extra 36 hours. It is so worth it. So I'm just going to get right into this. I'm going to start off with the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in the original formula. There is another formula. It is called the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation. This is the OG version that they've had out for several years now, and I'm actually wearing it today. I wanted to make sure to bring this to you guys because it is a drugstore foundation. It is exactly $9.99 at the drugstore, so it clocks in right there at that $10 mark. But it is worth so much more. I really can't believe that a drugstore company has made such an amazing product that is so affordable. Sometimes when you, not all the time, but sometimes with drugstore foundation, you're kind of getting what you pay for, but this is one of those exceptions. I have about 5 drugstore foundations that I really love, and if you guys want to see a video on that in particular, please thumbs up this video and I will know that you want me to make it. But this is probably one of my in the top 2. I love everything about this foundation. The color selection is redonky-donk. There's about something like 50 different shades, and they're broken down into warm, cool, and neutral tones, so it's a lot easier to find your match than I think with any other line you can find at the drugstore. The finish of it is a natural satin finish, so it's not super matte and it's not dewy. It's right there in the middle. I find that this foundation wears for a very long time on me. I wore it yesterday and I didn't experience any breaking up of it. I didn't feel like it was kind of wearing off. I think it's great. If you haven't tried it, please check it out. You're most likely going to love this, unless you're very dry, in which case I would recommend trying out the True Match Lumi like I mentioned before. It's just like this, but a much more dewy and luminous foundation, so yeah. It's awesome. For concealer, I recommend the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. This to me is very similar to the formulation of MAC Pro Longwear. What I like about it is that it's extremely pigmented. It blends out really well. It doesn't get cakey, like it's not a super heavy formulation. It wears really nice underneath the eyes and it doesn't crease. I love it. I think it retails for about $6 or $7. I will list everything that I talk about in this video in the description bar with the prices next to them to kind of help you out a little bit. But yeah, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, you can find this at the drugstore, Walmart, Ulta, and yeah, just for the record, there's gonna be a lot of jazz hands in this video, so get ready for it. More concealer I have to talk about, except this is more or less along the lines of a highlighting pen, similar to the MAC Prep and Prime that you've seen me talk about before. This is the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. This is in the color Radiant. It has a very pink tone to it, and kind of what you want to do with a concealer like this with a pink tone is you're going to use this to add light to the face and bring a little bit of brightness. It's especially nice for underneath the eyes to counteract dark circles. That's what I like to use it for. This reminds me a lot of the Radiant Rose color from the MAC Prep and Prime line and the highlighting pens. But I would say the main difference is that this formula of the product itself is very creamy. And I prefer that because I don't like to put anything too dry underneath the eyes because it emphasizes any crepiness or fine lines that you have underneath there. So try to keep that product very emollient and you shouldn't really have that problem. I'm a big fan of this. It's once again at the drugstore, and that is the Maybelline Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Pen. I have to talk about the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the color Sunny. I will say that the color of this is amazing. Where I feel like most drugstore bronzers kind of fall short is the color they select. It's always either too ashy, too muddy, too orange. It's not flattering universally most of the time. I will say that the color of this one kind of reminds me of my Bobbi Brown Golden Light Bronzer. The formula is kind of weird. You definitely have to work with this. It's not the most blendable formula I've ever seen in my life, and I believe it's something like $2 or $3, so I'm just saying, I would check it out. Definitely, like I said, be patient with it and blend it out because it's a very, very hard formula, but it still is really nice. I do reach for it every now and again, and I think as far as bronzers go, I haven't found one anywhere at the drugstore that is this good. For lipsticks, my favorite line are the Maybelline Color Sensational that they have. They've had this collection going for quite some time. So you have, I think now they have like the pinks and the reds and the plums, and they also have my two favorite, which are the Vivid and the Nude. I can't remember if it's called the Buffs or the Nudes. It's just the one in this kind of creamy beige packaging, and the Vivid is in this really, really fun bright orange packaging. The Nude line especially is very impressive to me for a drugstore line. I feel like where some drugstore, or any lipstick line for that matter, as far as nudes are concerned, kind of mess up is that the pigmentation of the lipstick isn't really there. So when you put it on your lips, your natural lip color comes through, and for some people that's the exact opposite of what they want when they're looking for a nude lipstick. I feel like these are very opaque and pigmented. Also, I really, really like the color selection. They have a nice range. I think anyone could find their perfect nude. And the Vivid collection is amazing, especially if you're trying to get in the whole bold lip trim but don't want to spend $16, $17 on a MAC lipstick. These are gorgeous. The colors are so pigmented. They have a really, really nice selection, and there's a lot of MAC dupes within the selection. Something like $7 or $8, so I don't think you can go wrong with getting either one of these. I'm a huge fan. I love pretty much every single color I have seen in these collections, so I would recommend checking them out. I would be remiss if I forgot to bring up the L'Oreal Infallible line. They have something like 10 or 12 different colors in the line, and I have almost all of them. I'm not going to lie. I thought I would mention these two in particular because I feel like they're going to be very, very ideal. The everyday woman. They're really, really great for throwing into a neutral look. I have here Iced Latte and Amber Rush. Iced Latte reminds me a lot of Stila's Kitten. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that eyeshadow, but it is kind of like a cult classic in the world of makeup. It's very, very shimmery, very creamy, very buttery, very metallic, gorgeous champagne color, and that's exactly what this is. I love it. I tend to reach for this one more than my Stila Kitten, if I'm being totally honest, because this one wears better on the lid. It lasts longer and it doesn't crease. Even with the primer, sometimes Kitten can do that. I don't feel like this one does at all. It's beautiful. Like I said, once again, great for every day. The Amber Rush one reminds me so much of MAC's Tan Pigment. It's not even funny, except I think I like this one even more because it has just a little bit of pink in it. I think that for any smoky eye you ever see that calls for MAC Tan Pigment, if you have this one, it will do the job just as well, if not better. I love everything about it. Creamy, blendable, buttery, pigmented, metallic. It's gorgeous, and it's very universally flattering. I literally don't think this eyeshadow could look bad on anyone. Everyone can wear this and it will look great on you. Once again, that is the L'Oreal Infallible line. They are so beautiful. Go check them out. The next thing I'm going to mention is something that I have been using religiously for about 2 years now, and I use it almost every single solitary day, and that is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner Liquid Eyeliner in black. I'll tell you why I like this one so much. I've tried tons of eyeliners. I've tried liquid, I've tried gel, I've tried pencil, I've tried everything. Only have I found over time that liquid is my preferred method of application, but I have found that this beats the pants off of almost any high-end liquid liner that I have tried. Eyeliner is something that I tend to go through really quickly, so when I have to spend a lot of money on it, it kind of cheeses me off. But this is only $2, and it is better than any high-end liquid eyeliner I have ever tried in every way. I like the brush, I like the pigmentation of the product itself. It's not flaky, it doesn't transfer very easily, it's extremely easy to work with. It's not waterproof. This particular formula itself is not waterproof, but I don't feel like it runs or anything like that when I sweat. It's great, and once again, it is only $2, maybe $3. It's definitely not more, and it is at your local drugstore, and that is the color black, obviously. It is my favorite. I recommend if you're trying to get into eyeliner and you want to learn how to do it, I would try it with this, because the way that the brush is and the way that the actual product is, it's so fluid and easy to manipulate, and I love it. I can't say enough about it. So yeah, Wet n Wild, check it out. So the remainder of the video is going to be things that you may have to order online, and I say may because I'm going to talk about NYX or NYX, however you prefer to pronounce it, and you can get NYX at Ulta, but I do know that there's not always an Ulta nearby, and you will have to either order it from nyx.com or you can order it from ulta.com. Fun fact about the line, I've tried so many things from this line, and I literally think I love 85% of it, and they are almost always under $10. There's a few exceptions, but there's not many. The quality is amazing and the price is right. So the first things from NYX I'm going to talk about are the NYX Butter Glosses. I have 3 different nude colors right here. I thought I would share them with you because I feel like that's what most people are going to be looking for. Everything about these glosses is perfection. Our perfection is perfection, our perfection, whatever. They're great. And they get a lot of hype here on YouTube, but they deserve every single solitary bit of it. They're amazing. They're very pigmented. They last a very long time. They smell like sex and candy. They're amazing. One of the things that I feel like people tend to rave about the most with this formula is that it isn't sticky. That really doesn't bother me too much. Sticky lip gloss is just not that serious, but that is also something that people just really do not care for apparently. So if you don't like sticky lip gloss, this is for you. The color selection is ginormous. I don't even know how many there are, but I have a selection of nudes in my collection, and I also have a good little collection of like brights and darks. So there is something in there for everyone, guaranteed. I have 3 colors here. I have Eclair, Creme Brulee, and Tiramisu. Once again, these are nudes, but they're super opaque. They don't let your natural lip color come through too much, which I know some people don't care for, and I believe they're only $5 or $6. Next from NYX, I have to talk about their blushes. If you watch my channel for any length of time, you know that I really only like matte blush. I kind of hate shimmery blush, and that's a particularly difficult thing to find at the drugstore, I have discovered. I feel like most drugstore companies just manufacture a crap ton of shimmery blush. A crap ton of shimmery blush, which does nothing for me. This is just the kind that I tend to pick up the most. It's in their black packaging. They have a few different kinds. I don't know if this has a name, but if it does, I will list it below once again. I love these blushes because they're extremely blendable. They're not chalky. These 2 I have here are Rose Garden and Summer Peach. They have a little bit of a sheen in them, but it doesn't bother me, and I think that this is as close to matte as you're gonna get at the drugstore and still have a good formula. And the color selection is huge. I think there's like 20 or something like that, some huge amounts to select from. I love everything about them. I feel like I've said that about every single thing in this video, but that's why they made the cut, you know? So yeah, NYX blushes in the traditional black packaging are my favorite. Once again, nyx.com, Ulta, or ulta.com. Check them out. I think they're about $5 or $6 once again. The last thing I absolutely have to mention in this video are Makeup Geek eyeshadows. You guys have heard me talk about and seen me use these eyeshadows so many times here on YouTube since I started. I purchased my first set last year. I started off with 5, and my collection has definitely grown. In fact, I have more than this that I've gotten recently that I have to still put in a palette. I love them so much. They are only $6 a piece. Now, if you compare that to a MAC shadow at $12, you're definitely getting a bargain here. And not only are you getting a really, really awesome price point, but the product itself, I guarantee you, everyone from a novice to a makeup expert can appreciate and love these eyeshadows. I know that $6 for one eyeshadow even still might seem a lot to you guys, but if you're not a professional makeup artist and you're not the kind of person who's gonna change your look on a daily basis, you could get away with probably having 5 of these, and you would have enough eyeshadows to create as many neutral looks as you need. I love these eyeshadows. Like I said, $6 a piece. You can get them at makeupgeek.com. I will leave the link down below. If you try nothing else in this whole video that I have suggested, this would be the one that I would recommend. Okay guys, that is it for my top 10 under 10 makeup items. You have reached the end of the video, which means that we are now going to talk about a couple of things that have been on my mind lately. As I was getting ready to film this video, I kind of instantly had a burst of inspiration for tons of videos like this that I can do, kind of like countdown or list videos where I will just give you mini product reviews. The only thing that's really stopping me is that when I started this channel, I knew that I wanted to do tutorials. That was kind of where my heart was with it. I enjoyed teaching how to do makeup. So I wasn't sure if that would even be something you guys would want, but I think it would be a fun way to throw up some more content. I think that it could be really, really informative, and like I said, I have tons of ideas for videos that I could do like this. So once again, if you like the idea of that, thumbs up this video and I'll know that you're into it, or leave a comment down below if you have any particular requests of review videos you would like me to do. For example, like I mentioned before, I want to do a top 5 drugstore foundations. I was wondering how you guys feel about me doing special effects makeup more, and not just for Halloween, because Halloween is coming and I am putting together some looks and I've got all my materials come in. I'm actually going to do a special effects haul to kind of tell you guys the things that you should get if you want to really kind of follow along or want to start kind of testing the waters with special effects, kind of like a beginner's kit. That's coming up soon, so keep your eyes out for that. As far as beauty makeup is concerned, I think it's because I do it so much. I do it here on my channel and I do it for a living. I just want to do something different sometimes. So I would love to start doing more avant-garde or creative or concept makeup looks here on my channel. I hope that's something you guys are interested in. If it is, once again, please let me know and feel free to leave your requests down below. Like I said, I just kind of feel like my channel, I started off wanting it to be one thing, which is strictly tutorials, and I wanted them to be wearable tutorials. I just think that with makeup, there's so much you could do with it, and there's so many directions I could take this. I just want to make sure that if I decide to try some new things, that you guys who watch me, especially you guys who watch me loyally, which, side note, I love you so much, and you guys know who you are. You guys write me all the time, and you guys mean the world to me, and I want to make sure that I am giving you kind of what you're interested in. So yeah, that's really just all I wanted to throw out at you and see what you thought about it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Right below me, there is a subscription button. If you have not subscribed, please give it a little click. Also, thumbs up the video if you like it, and check the description bar below. There you will find links to my Instagram, my Facebook, my Pinterest, my website, my Tumblr, and I also just recently started a personal Instagram, which will kind of just be a little bit more of my personality and a little bit less of just makeup and beauty related stuff, because I got other things that I like besides that. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and stay tuned for a tutorial coming up very, very soon. And then before you know it, all of the Halloween fun stuff will start rolling out, and I can't even articulate how excited I am about that. Anyway, I love you guys more than you will ever know. Bye!